How are you this morning? Today is July the 8th already, and we are going to be doing another water scene. I've actually missed 2 water scenes over the weekend because I was working on a commission. But I'm going to be working on today's water scene, which is a beautiful image. Let me just pull you guys up. A beautiful image by Julia, who lives in Victoria, Australia, down in Melbourne, and I think in Melbourne. I know that our other lovely Australian friend in our group, she lives down in Melbourne, Australia, which is at the very south state of Australia. All right. I just came up here, so I just want to see who's here with us. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. Hey, Julie. So I still have to do Melissa's image, and I also have to do C's image. I may have a paint and draw co-working session this afternoon after maybe at 3 p.m. Eastern. I haven't sent it out yet, but I may have one because I'd like to get caught up, and we have a class this morning, so it can't be this morning. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Nanette. All right, I'm just going to put lock screen on here and do not disturb, and this is the image that I'm going to be working on. I'd like to try some layering today because there's a lot of different greens in this one, and this is a sculpture park. It says by the lake at McKilland Sculpture Park and Gallery on the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, Australia, a place I often visit as I'm part of an artist guild there too. Very lovely. So that's the image that we're going to be working from. Thank you, Joanne. I didn't quite finish it. I have a lot of little details to do, but it's the beginning, so which is what a lot of these are. And if you didn't, if you're here and you're new with us today, and you please say hi and tell us where you're from. Hi, Louise, and hi, Nanette. We're doing water. This is actually out of sequence, but this is so far, well, actually not so far, because one of them was given as a gift already, the day one. This was a live that I did with Beth, and we have another live on Thursday with Sam, and she's a really great and very good technical painter, and we're going to do water together, so that'll be interesting to do a live on Substack with Sam. So we'll be doing water on Thursday at 10 a.m. on Substack Live as well. I'm going to go back to getting some little sketches done because I like doing the warm-ups, and I didn't do that yesterday. I think I was in a bit of a fretty morning that was yesterday, and I'm not sure why I didn't do it on this one either, but this was Friday's, and this was, let's have a look whose this was again. Oh, this was Laura's image. Yeah, so I put them out of sequence because this is actually day 4, and I can put that in here. I'll just put day 4 and Laura. And then this one was Carolyn's, which is, it was a beautiful image. My studio got very messy here when I was doing this one. And this is day 3. So we're trying to do a month of, and this was Joanne's. And this is in the Netherlands. I'll go back and put some, and this is day 5. So I'm missing Melissa's day 7. I'll try and do it, or day 6, and then C's day 7. If I do them, I'll do a time lapse so that you can see me doing them. So I'm gonna skip 2 days and put you guys in between there. Oh, hang on, are we on, It's Tuesday today. Oh, I thought we were doing, okay, no, it's Louise's, which makes sense because I'm like, this is day 8, that was day 9. Okay, so we're not doing Julia's, sorry. Louise, we're doing yours today. You're missing my Liverpool image. Okay, okay, my brain now has to like adjust, but that's fine. I can adjust because I was like, oh, we're going to be doing lots of greens. I didn't put a palette out yet, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, well, there's still a lot of layering we can do in this one too. So I'm going to start off by doing some quick sketches just to get warmed up. Hi, Kim. Hi, Amy. Hi, C. Good morning. Hello, Meryl. So this is day 8, and it's Louise's picture of Liverpool. I'm just writing up here. Sorry, Louise. Good morning, Leslie. Nice to see you. Happy that you're back. And I should really do it lengthwise, but I think I'm going to be putting it a little bit more of a vertical portrait format because I like this image. I like the warmth of this side, so I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. And can I do that as well? I think I can do that too, can't I? I'm switching up a lot, Louise. Sorry about that. I'm gonna raise my... Can you hear Piper? She's like banging her antler in the corner there. Oh, she's got it. You may hear some gnawing from her. I'm gonna raise the horizon line a little bit and just have my buildings up here. Still keep this down here to give you a little bit more of a perspective of where things are. You picked a difficult one, Louise. I just love these colors are great together. Isn't it incredible how such a little light can create such a big reflection? All right, I think I'm good with that. Now, thinking about value, I'm just going to darken. I really don't need to do this, but it's good for me to see where the light and where the dark is on this piece. Because it's really not the reflection, like the dark orange is the reflection of the buildings, and these bright lights are just the street lights that are making all that glow in the water. Oh, Julie says, what's with the little purple crowns on the chat? So I don't see them. You guys see them, which is weird, right? I can click up here. It says top fans. So I can pick Louise is top fan number 1 right now. Joanne is top fan number 2. And Julie, you're number 3. And Kim, you're at 25. You're at 25 XP. I don't know what the XP is. I'm going to have to, it does say it up here. It says, what's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. It's like a game thing. And how do you get to the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP, send live chat messages, send super chats or super stickers. That's all you got to do is chat and get some stickers. It's like chat points. Yeah. Thank you. And Julie does not like playing that game. Ignore the crown, Julie, but you know, you've got one right now, so ignore it. Melissa says, to encourage people to engage more. I don't see them. I don't see who has crowns. Melissa, did you see when you did yours, did you see the crowns? Okay. I am going to just sketch the very rough picture here. It's weird not, I guess I could have done the sketch on this side and then, but I like to have it all on one page. And I can still take it out if I want to and cut it up and put it in a frame. That is a possibility. Oh, and Melissa, I can't even speak this morning. While I have you here, because I was going to message you, but I've been messaging and emailing and doing all those things, I'll be able to come down probably between 3 and 5:36, if that's okay with you. Maria goes, morning, I'm crownless, because that's the only time you said hi, Maria. Now, if you've got something to say, I would love to hear it. And, you know, and Leslie said, me too. You just have to speak. That's all right. And if you don't want to speak, you don't have to speak. It's just nice, you know. And I think if you give me a thumbs up as well, you get crowns. I don't know if that's right or not. Anyway, Melissa, yes, I can come down between 3 and 5:30. And if there's anybody here watching from Toronto, at the harbour front, there is summer activities happening this weekend. And right, Melissa, can you explain a little bit more? She's going to get lots of crowns because she's got to explain now. But yeah, I'll let Melissa explain to you. But basically, we're doing an afternoon of art at the harbour front. But I didn't think I was going to be able to come because I'm taking care of another dog, not just Piper. So I had to make sure that my daughter was going to be around to help me out. So it's all a go. All right, I'm just roughly sketching out the buildings back here. I don't need to do the light because I'm going to do that with paint. Maria says, I am speaking. You can't hear me. That's too funny. You're funny. And Melissa says, we can make our own crowns. Yes, you can. Melissa says, yeah, it's a weekend-long party that's ending at Joe Bird at Harbourfront Centre. Some of the city's best house music DJs will be playing, along with some out-of-town ones. So fun. Oh, I wonder if I can get my husband to come down with me. That would be even more fun. I'm not sure if he can, but I will try. That would be great. And Melissa and I are, well, it's really Melissa, but I'm joining in the fun for a few hours. Maybe I'll get down there, Melissa, if I come down around 2, then we can get all set. I'll help you get set up and everything. And I'm going to bring a whole bunch of art materials with me down. So come and draw and paint. Yeah, a big collaborative art. Melissa says, we'll be doing live art alongside it on Sunday, drawing all the people and capturing the scene. I'm excited. I am really excited. I'll bring some paper as well, and even if we put that underneath your big paper, like I'll bring some as well. All right, let's get painting. I was gonna go with gouache, but I think I'm gonna go with acrylics. I have some acrylics in a set here. And I'm gonna see if those work. Actually, that worked a little bit better if I put some tape underneath so it doesn't move around as much. Oh, Melissa says, I don't think I can go that early. Okay, will you be there at 3? It's from 3, right? Or what time are you going to be there? I'll just push everything so that I can be there at least a couple of hours. I have to take Simon to the sitter, so aiming for 3. Okay, I'll see you down there at 3 then. I'll be in touch. Okay, so these are really just the primaries. I've got lemon yellow, lemon ochre, oh, lemon yellow, yellow ochre, magenta, vermilion, cyan, is it cyan, and ultramarine, and white. So I'm going to mix up some colors, do some scraping, because I feel like this, I can get a good amount done with the scraping for this one, especially like the light areas, because I want them a little bit more transparent. It starts at 3, but nobody really shows up. Can you do a little later, maybe 5? Okay, let me double check, because I told my daughter that I was going to be back by 7, but let me double check. Yeah, I'll check. All right. So yeah, if there are any, like, comment below if you're in Toronto or if you're going to be in Toronto, even after the live. And if you're listening to this, comment and tell us if you're going to be able to make it or if you want to come, if you want the address. Okay, I'm just seeing my darks. I know there's no green on here, but I want a contrasting color for the buildings back there and for the dark. So I'm going to create the dark and then create the light and take a little bit of that dark into the light. 207 Queen's Quay West. Thank you, Melissa. I mean, you may get more families at 3, Melissa, wouldn't you? Like walking around the harbourfront before dinner. I think Anne is coming and maybe Steph too. Is Melly's probably away. Surely I should have a crown by now. Oh yeah, surely. I think you can, you know, add some hearts and stuff like that as well. I mean, do you not have a crown, Melissa? I think you should have a crown. Here, let me see if there's top fans. Top fans. Kim is top fan still. I'm not sure what Kim is doing. Are you sending hearts and stuff like that? Louise is second. Melissa, you're not even on the leaderboard. I have no idea what happened there. Maybe you've turned yours off. I have no idea. Here, let me see. Pin message report. Okay. No, I cannot do anything myself. I can send some emojis and that's it. I don't know why doesn't that work with the top fan thing? Oh, Kim says, I hit the thumbs up and that shot me up to number 2 crown. And then a couple more comments. Kim is, she's playing the game. It's new, they're figuring it out. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this brown into here just to push that back a little bit. But then I also want some brights or some lights. So I'm mixing my paints quickly before they dry because I forgot that these are not gouache, they're acrylic. Are we just taking dry medium, Melissa? Or are you taking any wet medium with you for Saturday? Sunday, I mean, Sunday. Can you imagine I show up on Saturday and no one's there? That would not be funny. So I want a little bit of this down here. All right, I think that's good. Maybe on the tower. Posca would be the wettest. Okay. Kim says, I like your paint container. I'm amazed if it seals tight. Yes, it has, look, I'll show you. It has like a rubber, like seal, like it's almost like, yeah, like rubber. And it's a little bit, it's not really sticky, but you can tell that it definitely pushes down and makes an imprint on it, like with the little, I just got it on Amazon. Yeah, it's great. Really great. Like it. All right, so I don't think I need to do anything. I want to keep it quite loose like that. So I think I'm going to go in with other colors and block in the other colors. And take a smaller brush because that's quite a large brush. I think I need to replenish my brushes. Okay, this was the dark that I wanted to put over here. See, these, I should get a flat brush for this. And it is acrylic, so I can go over it. It's not like I can't go over it. I'm going to try and keep it quite loose as well. I don't want to overwork it. And that says, I don't see any crowns. I'm on my phone. And Melissa says, I don't want to have to deal with paint water and all that. People might think it's free cocktails, LOL. Yeah, we can put like 5 straws in the bucket and see who drinks it. That would be fun. And if anybody knows of any jobs downtown Toronto, my daughter is looking for a job, and she went in yesterday and went handing out resumes again. It is not easy right now. So yeah, if there's anyone who's on here who needs a 19-year-old to work for them, not really just for the summer, she really needs a job to take her through university, so it won't be just a summer job. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of that lighter orange and make this a bit darker over here. The sky is gonna block that part in. My spacing is not the best for the windows. And like I said, a little flat brush would be great right now. Nanny says, I've done something like that, and I took my daughter to a friend's birthday party at a movie theater, but another school group was there. Right place, wrong date, and it was the in-crowd mummies and kids. So embarrassing, especially when my daughter was like, why can't I stay? These are my school friends. I had to take her to McDonald's after that experience. Oh, right. Oh, about the free paint. Yeah, that can't have been much fun, Natty. All right, so going in with a little bit of dark here just to block in the boardwalk. Or the wall. And then I'll do the sky as well. So as I was saying at the beginning, I have a workshop today at 10 a.m. Eastern. And it's great if you're not really if you're just starting off, but if you do take some of my classes as well, like it's a great way of figuring out, like it's basically called a glossary and details of demonstrations. So I will work through the words and the phrases that I say to bring the lessons together, or to describe what the the lessons are going to be of. So, you know, like if, or exercises. So if we're doing, sorry, I was focusing on mixing. If we are doing like line drawing or color blocking or negative space and things like that, and some you know, people who are new may not understand those, but we're also going to be painting a scene as well, so it's not like we're not painting. We'll be working on a couple of images throughout the workshop today. So that's at 10 a.m. Eastern, and if you go to my website, oh, I didn't see that there was a space in between here. If you go to my website, blueshineart.com, you can sign up to my summer workshops. And thank you to those of you who have signed up. I appreciate it. And if you were in the live session yesterday, I ended up sending off the painting after working on it for a couple more hours, because the person who commissioned the piece messaged and said, please could you just perhaps change the eye color and a couple of things, because she would still really love it and appreciated the work that I had done. And then continued to also say that she still wouldn't be giving it to her dad because she doesn't think it looks like him. But yeah, anyway. And she said she would pay, which hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will. And yeah, so that was a follow-up, because I know that I came onto our live yesterday morning a little bit frustrated. And so that's what happened there. Oh, I've just moved this whole building. Sorry, gray building in the background. Actually, maybe I'll just take away that gray building. Yeah. Melissa says, oh boy, sounds like a tricky mission. Oh yeah, you weren't there yesterday morning in our live. I had a lot to say, and I apologize for those of you who had to listen to me yesterday morning, because that was probably not what you were wanting on a beautiful Monday morning. Yeah, those happen. I'm sure everybody who takes commissions understand and know what I went through. And it's not like it hasn't happened to me before. It happens a lot, but I think I'm just at that point where I was like, I don't know if I really need this. I know that I really don't want it. And it felt a little bit more like a kick in the gut rather than a, you know, I guess it was just how it was presented that was a little harder. I won't go into too many details because it has been resolved, so. Louise says, oh, I missed the live. Sounds tough. It was just, you know, like you spend all those hours. I think I almost spent 24 hours on this piece. And I don't usually spend that much time. I spent a lot of time on it. So I was happy. I was proud of it. I'd taken, you know, I'd taken a lot of time to make sure that it was all right. But a portrait being a portrait and you not knowing the family member, and they, you know, that family member being very close to them. Also, like, I think people have to understand that photos don't necessarily show who the person is. So when you send a photo of something, and she sent a couple of photos, but when you send a photo of someone to get painted, you know who that person is. So maybe that photo isn't a good representation of that person either. Do you know what I mean? So you probably send it because you're like, oh, that's a nice photo of them, but does it actually show who they are? Like, does it have all the feels, or does it not? So yeah, that's a little tough. Because yeah, they did say, I love this photo, but I don't love his face in the photo, so I'll send you another face. So then I had to superimpose the other face of him onto the photo, and then they came back and said, actually, I like the other face better, and it's a watercolor. So that's kind of, yeah, how it went. Anyway. All right, so there are a lot of brights. I'm going to have to bring those up as well. Then it gets a little bit darker, but I'm going to get this bigger area of blue in here. And I think I can go Natalie says, we're all human, Shara. Sometimes we just need to get our thoughts out. See, that's a cool saying, cookbooks. She is cookbooks. What cookbooks is. C. Oh, C says, don't send to you. Don't worry, C. There's a lot of people involved in this. And one of them is someone who I would consider, you know, I've known for a few years, so I know that she wouldn't let it not be paid, so. Cuckoo. She's cuckoo, not cookbooks. Yeah, Melissa says it's not a photograph. It's, yeah, it's hard. Thank you, Joanne. Nanette says, I think it was uncalled for the customer to tell you that she's still not giving it to her dad. That comes off as a dig. Should have kept that to herself if she had any integrity. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, like some people say exactly what they think. We all know that. We all know that. They don't hold back. And it's funny because I know that there are some people here who, you know, deal with this probably a lot because they're more in the editorial illustration, or they're graphic designers like Melissa. And this, you know, this is a regular occurrence. So I just haven't had it for a while because I, you know, when my commissions are a lot of dog portraits, and I do get other commissions, but I feel like they're from people who actually have a better idea of what art is, and like respecting the artists and what they create, and you love their art for what they do, and that's why you are asking them to do a piece for you. So I think there's a little bit of a difference. Like if, for example, if I asked Joanne to make a painting for me, I would never turn around to her and say, Do you think you could lighten up the sky a little bit? Or I think it needs to be a little bit lighter there. Like I wouldn't, like that is up to her, the impression that she's going to give of the piece. I would never start commenting on what should be changed in her piece before, like, and if I had commissioned her, like, no. But, you know, if you're a client looking for a piece, I guess, in it, I don't know, is it different for graphic designers, Melissa? Like, I'm sure you get a lot of people being very open about and commenting about what they think you should change in their work, in the work that you're doing for them. It's a whole topic that we can dive into. I'm just trying to get the bigger shapes in here, just so that I don't I'm not fussing right now. I'm just keeping the big brush out until I've added bigger shapes. Okay, that needs to be oh, Melissa says, I think also a lot of people don't know what it takes to make a painting. And Nadia says, I concur. Sounds like jealousy for your artistic talent. No, I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's just the type of person that has requested it. I don't think it's a jealousy thing. I would be overjoyed for even a 6 by 6 inch art piece of your, thank you, Natty. And she says, no, rude is rude. And I, you know, like, maybe in text also it comes off differently. Maybe I should have had a conversation with her, probably would have been better. Melissa says, oh, graphic design illustration is different because I'm working to a brief that usually to style guide. Yeah, and she didn't, okay, that's the thing, like, she didn't send me a piece. I had done some work for her before, and she didn't send me a picture of something that she loves the style of, which I feel like is a good thing, because she must have looked at my work and seen my work and gone that route, and not been, you know, thinking of the kind of painting that she wants of another person, right? But she probably couldn't. Well, Norman Rockwell is not around, but she probably couldn't afford someone like that she wanted. I don't know. I don't know. It's done. And Melissa says, it's rare that I mail anything on the first round, though, part of, and I sent her the sketch as well. I sent her the sketch, which she also said that my proportions were different to the sketch, and I did a side by side, and I'm like, the proportion, and I hate that. Why do I have to stick up for what I'm doing as well? I shouldn't have to stick up for what I'm doing. But I did. I said, actually, the proportions are exactly how my sketch was to the finished piece. Like, nothing has changed. That's why I did the sketch, for you to okay it. So it's okay. It's done. Nanette says, I've had it happen while developing logos. Customers have different ideas than what I was producing. Also, digital design is easier to fix, change than paint. Yeah, a watercolor is almost impossible. C says, oh, I love this Liverpool painting. Thank you. C, I love, well, it's very bright. Melissa says, when I take a portrait commission on, I try to really get it across that it's a painting and won't be perfect. I also ask them to pick between the styles I work in. Yeah, I guess I should have done that, but I also know her mom and thought that, you know, she kind of gave me that pass, and she's, I don't know what I thought. It'll remind me to be a little bit more thorough with the pre conversation, like conversations before I start. Like, it's okay, like it's a learning process. I just thought I had gotten over that learning, like I've done it so many times, but I guess every client is different. And this is why I want to get into the gallery world, because I just want to paint and have people enjoy my art for what it is and not have to worry about, and they're going to purchase it because they love it, not because they're commissioning me to do something and then not love it. Anyway, sorry, I did not want this to be all about this, but it's turned into it, so I apologize. I feel like this color needs to be a little bit more on the brown side. We'll see. Definitely can stop here. I've made a lot of this color and don't need it all. These edges just need to be softened to create that feeling of the glow of the light. Oh, thank you. Maria says, can you imagine the stress of doing a portrait for the president and the first lady? I know, that would be stressful. But, you know, I mean, that too, that would be, but I definitely wouldn't want to do a portrait of the president or the first lady who is in who's in presidency right now. No, thank you. Does not deserve one. Mind you, a lot of people have been drawing him, but I feel like they're all, he is a big caricature. Yeah. That would be very stressful though. Okay, I need more brown. And take some vermilion into this color. Get a deeper, warm, orangey brown, because this blue turned into brown here. Maybe a bit too big of a brush, but that's okay. Thank you, Jennifer. And then it says, I figured out when I was quilting and selling, I'd rather make pieces first, then go to market to sell rather than take a commission. Too stressful for me. And Melissa says, same with me when I was taking on baking commissions. Mums and their kids' birthday cakes are too much. Haha. Yeah, it is. It's the end user that is too much. And Natty said, Michelle Obama's picture by Amy Sherrill's is different from McCurry Sprung portraits. So it's interesting to see what the artists paint people differently. Well, and I think, you know, at that point, when you're asking Amy Sherrill to do a portrait of you, you do look at her art and you want a piece by her in her style. So it wouldn't be, you know, hopefully people don't turn around and go, that doesn't look like me. But there are still people who would say that. This is a great picture. Thank you, Louise, for this picture. It's definitely challenging. Definitely challenging. And that little building over here has definitely got a little bit more yellow in the gray. Just going to block that in and put a little bit more white to it. Yeah, I need to get some more flat brushes for sure, for sure. I'm going to just put that building over here. It's not that big though, is it? Okay, let me adjust. And the nice thing about acrylics is that you can do a little bit more of a softer wash over the top. It won't blend, but it's almost like a layer or like a glaze. I guess it is a glaze. that a little bit darker. We've got 4 minutes left and I haven't finished the water. Does anyone know, is that a lighthouse on the left hand side? No, that is not a lighthouse. That would be, oh, am I on the right left hand side? Yeah. No, that would be a chimney. This is the pump house, or yeah, that is not a lighthouse. Did anyone do Hippo's lighthouses on Sunday? They were great images. Thank you, Hippo, if you're watching this. I did it for a little bit, an hour. I have to post still. I have to do a lot of posting. I haven't done much posting recently. Maddie says, oh no, C says, maybe we should all do this press and wife our version. Oh, the president and wife our version. That would be quite funny. But I don't really want to give him the light of day, basically. And Maria says, I'm talking about any big wigs and all the million of opinions when looking at the finished work. Yeah, that could be really quite stressful, very stressful. Like, there's always going to be people giving their opinion, which I guess is what you're going to be okay. You're going to have to be okay with, right? I love seeing what everybody does when we have, like, we should have another group session of drawing each other's portraits, I think. I love seeing everybody's versions of everybody, and I think maybe because we've gotten over that whole, like, it needing to be perfect, it's easier for us to comment on when something is, you know, when we're okay. It doesn't matter, like, if it's perfect representation of us. I guess it's because if you think about a cartoonist or a caricaturist who does do portraits of the First Lady and the President or any bigwigs, they don't get critiqued as much. A fine artist will get critiqued much more, like, will get criticized. Okay, this should not have been as dark. I'm just looking at that now, so I'm going to put some more, a deeper orange and brown in there. A lot of colors in here that I have been not capturing. It's funny, I feel like our eyes adjust to a piece as well. And the light should be much lighter. I'm going to be here probably for another 5 minutes, so if you need to go, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for listening to my verbal diarrhea of the events that happened over the weekend. Goodness, there's lots of colors I'm not seeing, I wasn't seeing. Oof. All right, well, lots of corrections are going to happen now. A very colorful palette. Take some orange in there. Push that blue back. reflections in water, they are definitely a challenge, I guess, when there's a lot going on in a piece. How are you all doing with yours? I want to know. Are you struggling as much as I'm struggling on this one? Like, that's wrong there. I'll move this over a little bit. Now I've kind of lost the lights. I'll go over those, I think. I'll be having to go over those. But it didn't make sense to have like orange underneath here when I have this. Oh, and I need a very dark for the post here. Louise says, oh yes, you have zoomed in more. Shar, your crop is different on your iPad. I zoomed in. I did like a quick sketch here. But yeah. It's, yeah, very different too. I wanted to focus more on the warm side. And I think I went a little bit too much. That was one of the statements that the lady said. My father-in-law, who the painting is of, pays a lot of attention to detail. And I'm like, you have not seen my work. That's something maybe you should have looked at before asking me to do this commission. Like, I am not an attention to detail kind of person when it comes to a painting or a painterly image. But yeah, that image wasn't very painterly anyway. It was a lot tighter than I probably would have done it in the morning here. Nadia says, I did not see the selection of the stack or building next to it until Shara added them. My eye was only seeing the bright reflections. Oh. It was kind of hidden though. Reflections in water of stack building next to it. Yeah. As he says, mine looks like I was standing upside down and using my non-dominant. And Melissa says, I feel like C when she tells you a painting is done. Fix your crop. Julia says, I'm struggling. It's a mess. I don't paint buildings often. My perspective, eek, and also struggled a lot with the river one with bikes. Oh, and Melissa says, I think when you change your crop after zooming out and then zooming in, you were maybe seeing the reflections in the wrong spots. No, no, like I when I did my initial, I put these in as well, but then there was too much orange in this, like for this part, so it's still like I probably have another hour of this. That's basically what it is. I have like There's a lot more to go. So it's just, and I've kind of eliminated my eyes, just been taking away all the bright ones, which I could leave like that and not have, like, I can just change the picture completely and not have I can just have the building reflections if I wanted to, but then it wouldn't be the same as the picture. And I think that's okay too. I think it's okay to not have it the same as the picture. Because I'm working with acrylics, I'm gonna go back into it, Melissa. This is my crop. That was my crop like that. But I still have to put the brights. I'm just trying to get a little bit more of a cohesive feel to what is here right now. So we'll see. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, it's okay. These don't need to be as large of, kind of like have to put the basic shapes underneath and then start working over. When I do chains, I draw figure eights along the chain to try and get the feel of the chain draping. Yeah, see, I see it differently. I see like a line in between and then a chain around it. But as I said, I'm not much for paying attention to detail. In Shar we trust. Thanks, Melissa. Wondering, is there a chance to the commissioner might see a live stream? It might not be so good as she did. I think she knows how I feel, so I did not hide that I was disappointed with being questioned on like specific things. Yeah, I wasn't. And also I laid it out and I said, I'm going to show you the sketch, like basically the composition, and if you're okay with that and you're okay for me to go ahead, then I'm going to go ahead. But there can't be there won't be any changes after that, because it's watercolor and it's really difficult to change watercolor. And the reason I picked watercolor was because the face is like 2.5 inches. And to do that in gouache or acrylics, it would have just got messy. So it would have been, that's why I chose watercolor. Maybe I should have done it more of a painterly piece. But then there would not have been any detail. It's not the best brush for this. I think we need another month of night scenes, everybody. Like we use so many different colors in a night scene, and that was 1 month, like those months that we've done night scenes, that I feel like I've grown a lot as an artist. Like it's something that you're not used to, the colors, like you're muting them, you're brightening them up, like you're working with saturation and transparency. Like I think that is such a great month. So maybe in September we'll do a month of night scenes again. And I love them because they're super atmospheric, very different to day scenes. You can have some moody, like, I love that month that we did like bars around Toronto, and I really liked it. Okay, let me just double check. Yes, I will, absolutely, and I'll post the other ones in that chat as well. And if I do a co-working session today for our group, I'll let you know. It probably will be later, like at 3 p.m. today if I do one, because I would like to catch up with those 2 images of water. And if you are coming to my workshop today, I will see you at 10. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and just to let you all know that if you are thinking about Oaxaca with me, there are only 3 spots left. Another spot went at the weekend, and 3 spots. That's, yeah, 3 spots. That's 3 spots. There's nothing else to say. I'm excited. I just had a meeting with the guy yesterday, and yeah, he reminded me to tell people to start planning. But we will have another session, another demo session shortly in this month, if you are coming. Oaxaca, if you haven't looked up Oaxaca, look up Oaxaca. Have a look at my 100 days of Mexico flip through. It's a pretty special place. All right, so just a couple of little things that I probably will be adding here, like I'm going to just use this yellow. I forget that it's not gouache, and it's going to dry and not reactivate, which is why I really like using this palette and a palette paper, so that I'm not wasting too much paint and I'm just taking it from there and mixing it. September nights, yes, I like that. Melissa says, I'm sure instincts were right. Oh, will you? Yeah, about that. Natty says, I like this creative art piece, especially the line sketch on top. That would be amazing to be able to purchase from an artist their sketch along with the painting. Oh, thank you, Natty. I have been meaning to do this, but I don't do this often. So, like, maybe I should do this as well so that I have my palette, because I think it's good to see the palette as well. And I've got leftover paint, so I may as well do this as well. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Melissa says, one day I will join you on a retreat. You would absolutely love, 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 love Oaxaca. And I'm so excited that there are a lot of people who I know coming on the trip, and some people who I don't know. But I think there's only one person who I really haven't, like, is new to our group, and that's really it. Everyone else, I know. And I say only 3 people because I don't want to take more than 12 people on the trip. It says I can have 24. I don't want 24. I just want a smaller group, which I really like. Nadia says, shout out to the photographer who took a really cool picture. Yes, this is this is Louise. Thank you, Louise, for the photo. Really love it. Really love it. And Maria says, Yahoo! Yes, Maria is coming back. And so is Lou. I'm so excited. I wish Leslie was coming back, but she's already coming to Italy, so I totally get it. Now he says, how do artists know what to charge for a piece of art? That's a really difficult question, Natty. A lot of artists go by square inch, actually. And I guess it depends on where you are in your art career. Oh, and I can see a big, whoops, on this. I'm going to change that. Yeah. A lot of times it's by how long you've been working, and so, like, people usually think of that when they're determining their prices. And also, if you're showing in galleries, they also help you, or rather they determine a price for you, which is different to what you would before you're a gallery artist. And it's really hard to change that. So when you start working in galleries, they're gonna put the price on your work, and you should be within, I think it's within a 10 or 15% or 20% range when you are selling privately. But galleries obviously like to be the ones who have control over your sales, so that's why you have to keep your prices very similar, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's yeah, I go by size and what I charge by size. Nanette says, Melissa, you and I can go with Char next time she goes in 2027. And Melissa says, Nanette, that's a great plan. Going to really try. And then Natty says, thank you, Louise. Awesome photo. Yes, thank you, Louise. Me as well, Melissa. Nanette says, now we just have to convince Char to go. I will go a 3rd time. Actually, it will be my 4th time going to Oaxaca. This is my 3rd time coming up. I love it. So yeah, I will go back. As long as I have a group of people to take with me, I will definitely go back. I'd probably go back on my own, actually. Melissa says, size, experience, and gut feel. Yeah. My prices have not changed so much in the past 25 years that I've been here, which is kind of, it's bad, but it is what it is. So there are a few things that I could probably correct with Neocolors, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I kind of like the wiggly wonky feel. Thank you so much, Louise. Thank you for joining, everybody, and I will see you guys at 10 maybe. And if you're not coming, I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.